rated mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised. Welcome to the Patriot Brief. Hey, how you doing? I'm your host, Mike. On to today's brief here.
I am here to deliver this message on behalf of the entire White House. Let me be clear. The violence we saw yesterday at our nation's capital was appalling, reprehensible, and antithetical to the American way. We condemn it, the President and this administration, in the strongest possible terms. It is unacceptable, and those that broke the law should be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. I stood here at this podium the day after a historic church burned amid violent riots, and I said this: the First Amendment guarantees the right of the people to peaceably assemble. What we saw last night in Washington and across the country was not that, end quote. Make no mistake, what we saw yesterday afternoon in the halls of our Capitol likewise was not that. We grieve for the loss of life and those injured, and we hold them in our prayers and close to our hearts at this time. We thank our valiant law enforcement officers who are true American heroes. What we saw yesterday was a group of violent rioters undermining the legitimate First Amendment rights of the many thousands who came to peacefully have their voices heard in our nation's capital. Those who violently besieged our capital are the opposite of everything this administration stands for. The core value of our administration is the idea that all citizens have the right to live in safety, peace, and freedom. Those who are working in this building are working to ensure an orderly transition of power. Now it is time for America to unite, to come together, to reject the violence that we have seen. We are one American people under God. Thank you very much.
I'm going to stop it right there. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the, first of all, I want to welcome everybody to season number 2. This is the Patriot Brief, which is a sub-episode of a bonus here to the show, the Patriot Angle podcast. Welcome, everyone, to season 2. You just heard, basically, House Speaker Kayleigh Menachany just trying to say to the American people and the press, the Associated Press and the White House there, that this administration, the Trump administration, condemns violence. They don't support it whatsoever. And I don't think anybody supports violence. What you seen yesterday was just an act of violence. There's one thing of practicing your freedoms and your liberties and everything else, but then there comes to a time where you really need to learn how to practice that safely, accurately, and responsibly. And yesterday we did not see that, folks. We did not see that at Capitol Hill. We seen a group of mobs of people just go berserk. And whether you're for Trump or Biden or anybody in Washington in the political angle, you really need to guys, I know we went through an historic election. I know there are a lot of people hurt. There are a lot of people feeling that their vote maybe didn't matter or did matter or, whatever. But, I mean, life goes on, folks. We just have to pick up the pieces, learn from what happened, and hopefully in another 4 years we can resolve this. We can move forward. It's terrible the way how things are just you know, just going down dark paths. I've said it once before. This country is literally bleeding from within itself, trying to survive. And you know, it's funny. Even though we are the most powerful country in the world, we are still young at heart, and we are still learning from a lot of experience from what we learned in the past and in the current future. With that being said, folks, welcome to today's brief, and we'll be right back after these words. Don't go anywhere.
To find the healthiest, most delicious products that are good for you and good for the world, like delicious plant-based burgers. Sprouts, where you'll find great food and great people. Sprouts, where goodness grows.
We condemn the violence that took place here in the strongest possible terms. We grieve the loss of life in these hallowed halls, as well as the injuries suffered by those who defended our capital today. And we will always be grateful to the men and women who stayed at their posts to defend this historic place. To those who wreaked havoc in our capital today, you did not win. Violence never wins. Freedom wins. And this is still the people's house. And as we reconvene in this chamber, the world will again witness the resilience and strength of our democracy. For even in the wake of unprecedented violence and vandalism at this Capitol, the elected representatives of the people of the United States have assembled again on the very same day to support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
All right, folks, I'm going to stop right there. You just heard current Vice President Mike Pence delivering remarks on the Capitol breach yesterday. Again, this president doesn't condemn, they don't tolerate the violence that took place. So they do condemn it. They condemn the violence that took place yesterday of what you heard Vice President Pence saying. There's a lot of different things, folks. First of all, like I said, whether you agree with the Democrats or the Republican Party, folks, we have to come together on terms. We have to agree on terms. We have to understand, who we are as citizens of this country. And we cannot allow our frustrations and our anger to build up. Folks, do you understand? We just showed the entire world how easy it is to manipulate one another in this last 10, 11 months of this COVID era that we've been living through. Folks, we have to get back to work. We have to show the world that we are still on the world stage as a country. We cannot allow violence. We cannot allow hatred. We cannot allow civil unrest to continue in this country, because we will not have a country if this continues. Now, you're saying with the people, let's go back to the people here, and I'm going to make it brief here because I like to leave these bonus episodes very brief, to the point. These people, folks, don't deserve a pat on the back for doing what they did yesterday. They deserve to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. And no one, and I mean no one, should have to defend these horrible people for dividing the country as much as they have. These people, these mobs of people, deserve nothing but prison time and criminal justice. They have to be brought to the highest extent of the law because they broke the law. When you break into a military or a federal piece of property, you are breaking the law. Whether you like it or not, you're breaking the law. I mean, some of these people just like walked into the place, Capitol Hill, like they own the place. You know, what is that solving? What is that solving? What are you trying to prove by doing what you're doing? So you don't like certain leaders in Washington. Do it on another angle, another level. Don't storm in, risk your life, risk your freedom to do stupid, heinous things like this. Because frankly, it's stupid and it's bullshit. It really is. Where we are going after January 20th as a country, no one knows. But folks, I know something. If we continue to do these stupid, childish things as a country, we're not going to have a country. We're not. I mean, it's simple as that. With that being said, folks, I hope you enjoyed this little bonus segment here to the show, the Patriot Angle podcast. We'll see you on the very first episode of Season 2 this weekend. And as always, thank you for tuning in, guys. Thanks. You just heard an episode of the Patriot Brief, an Anchor platform.